Awesome intro. Thanks, Klinkit. I'm Jerikandra. Thanks so much for all of your donations already. I got to wear my Bunny Jade costume, so you can call me Jerikandra today if you want. I'm also here with my lovely commentator, Kara.
Hi, it's me. I'm Kara. I'm very excited to be here.
And I think we're ready to get started. All right, so I need to know what the hero's name is before we start.
I believe it is command with a question mark.
Okay, cool.
Command.
So the timer will start when I hit create a new adventure log, and then we'll fumble through the command name before we get going. But yeah, the timer can start when that happens. So I'll do a countdown with a 3, 2, 1, go. Starting 3, 2, 1, go. All right, command.
Because normally this is indeed part of the timer, it is part of the run. Normally the hero is named A.
Oh, not commando.
We did have to check if there was a question mark in the keyboard.
All right.
So this is Dragon Quest XI. Specifically, we are doing Sword of Light %, which means that Jerikandra is going to be running only Act 1. There are normally 3 acts for the full game. We're just doing Act 1 up until the hero reaching the Sword of Light. Right away, we've got some menu settings to do, including setting battle speed, which was a change they made for the Definitive Edition. We're setting battle speed to ultra fast speed and camera speed to 7, which is not the fastest it can be, but it's the fastest it can be while still being manageable. We are also setting the auto-equip settings for our hero character to offensive. There are a number of different auto-equip settings that will give each character either the best offense, the best defense, things like that. And right away, here we are with the battle. It is turn-based, much like the other Dragon Quest games, although this is sort of set in this theater on the round 360 thing, which doesn't change much for the battle mechanics, but it does change what we can see and how we keep track of other people in the fights, which may come up later. Right now, we have 2 AI companions, so they are fighting with us, but we cannot control what they do in battle. There's our best friend, Gemma, and her dog, Sandy. We're Command, who his whole life has lived in this sleepy town. And this is the coming of age ritual that he and Gemma are embarking on, which is to climb the cobblestone tower to reach the top and say a prayer, and which also functions as a little tutorial about battling. Right now, the AI companions are pretty much they're entirely acting on their own. Gemma will be healing, and Sandy the dog can attack and can also freeze enemies, which we are really counting on in the first real fight that's coming up shortly. And I believe also in this section, we do have a little bit of platforming coming up that I'm very excited about because it saves maybe a fraction of a second, and I really hope we get it. So these are the Smogs. Like a lot of JRPG enemies, like them, their whole deal is that you miss a lot. So we are really hoping to see, Sandy the dog freeze one of them, so the hero can focus on them and get some good hits. There's Gemma on healing duty. Great hit on the left Smog. I never noticed how much Gemma says crikey.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's great. Sandy has barked at the right-hand Smog, letting the hero attack successfully. That's 1 Smog down.
Fun fact, you can die on this fight if perfect RNG happens.
But luckily we didn't, and so we are allowed to ascend to the top. There's a little boy. We send the little boy home. I'll be trying to give occasional lore updates throughout the game. I think it's very important that even though we are going fast, that we still, keep track of this incredible story, which at times is wildly complex and convoluted. Although we are going to be skipping some of the most complex parts. All right, now this jump.
Didn't get it.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Saves a couple seconds if you can jump onto the ledge.
So this game is, as you can see, we're playing in 3D. Another thing added in the definitive edition is theoretically, Jerikandra could play this entire game in 2D mode, like the classic vintage, NES and Game Boy Dragon Quest games. And there is going to be a very brief moment where we have to do that, so you'll see what that looks like. But for the most part, we are playing in 3D, so there are occasional platform moments like that. Now, the cutscene that we just missed, very exciting. Imagine it in your mind's eye. They reach the top of the cliff, and they are about to say the prayer, and then a giant bird, like a wildly giant bird, shows up.
How giant?
I mean, bigger than you would think a giant bird should be.
Wow.
It's troubling. And Gemma almost falls off the cliff, but then the hero, out of nowhere, a symbol in the back of his hand starts glowing, and an enormous bolt of lightning comes out of the sky, and I'm not going to mince words, annihilates the bird. And Gemma and the hero, Gemma and Command are confused about something. They head back down, talk to the hero's grandfather, who says that in fact, you should go talk to your mother. It turns out the hero is adopted and is something called the Luminary. And we don't really know what that means yet.
All right, this is the moment when I like to say, chat, let's go on an adventure.
Absolutely. Yeah, so we are now setting out on an adventure initially to find out what it means to be the Luminary. We are heading off to Heliodor to talk to the king of Heliodor to get some answers. And that also introduces us to our horse, which will let us traverse this world at tremendous speeds, provided that we do not bonk into anything, which hopefully we won't see.
So we are going to bonk a couple of mobs along the way. This will give us like tiny shreds of XP. They're lower level mobs, so if you start doing that to like higher level, it will start an encounter. But yeah, ideally we get about 5 of them between now and our next kind of level up grind that we're going to get to in a bit here.
Yeah, traditionally Dragon Quest had random encounters, but then I believe starting in the 9th game is when they allowed you to see the mobs wandering the overworld, which is terrific. And is one of the big reasons that we do not play in 2D, because the 2D mode does have random encounters. We're also going to be picking up some important items along the way. Money. So both money and experience have very specific routing because we don't have time to grind for either of those. So we're going to be at pretty low level and be running pretty tight on funds. So Jerika knows exactly which mobs to hit, exactly which chests to find, so that we can afford everything and just barely make it through the treacherous battles to come.
Yeah, so these mobs on the other side of the river are too high level, so you'll see me avoiding all of them because we don't want to get an encounter.
We've also picked up a Seed of Life. This game has Seed of Life, Seed of Strength, a number of, they're like the magic tabs, things like that in Chrono Trigger, if you're familiar with that. They grant one character a very small permanent stat upgrade. So we'll be picking up a few of those throughout the run. And now we're in Heliodor, where we are going to meet the king, who will surely give us all of the answers. I'm not going to be coy with you folks. It's not going to go the way the hero wants it to.
It never does.
It never does.
Yeah.
But you know what could go the way the hero wants it to?
Please tell me.
We could get to $3,000 for that karaoke song that we all want to hear.
Oh, folks, we have got to hit that karaoke incentive. I got to hear Jerikandra practicing the song this morning. It's a bop. I'm not gonna, again, I won't mince
Absolutely.
words. I'm famous for my non-word mincing. It is a bop through and through. You're gonna wanna hear it. It's so good.
And we had some donations starting to get us there. Is this a good time for some of them? All right. We had $25 from Gad. Hi from the social media team. Frame Fatales is always so much fun and the most welcoming space.
Oh.
Thank you. Also going toward that was $50 from an anonymous donor. I adore this cozy, thoughtful, welcoming, and inspiring community of meaning making. I look forward to Fatale's events every year, and they always provide an essential anchor in my chaotic life, even if just for a short week. Thank you for creating a space of so much light and love.
I'll tell you what is not cozy or welcoming is Heliodor. The
No.
king has thrown us in jail. The luminary is supposed to be this wonderful hero of light, but according to the king of Heliodor, light always comes with darkness. So by being the luminary, the hero is also the darkspawn, which doesn't make any sense, but later we'll find out why it doesn't make any sense. Stay tuned. We have met our friend Eric in jail. Eric has helped us escape from jail, although it did seem oddly easy. We are now going to be very carefully avoiding these guards.
Yeah, so this first guard skip's pretty easy. It's Eric kind of showed us what's up. The second one, we have to actually turn the camera away from the guard, because if you actually look at the guard, he will see you. And then this last one, you just don't get too close to him. It's a timing situation, and you can bypass him.
It's like the classic, if I can't see you, you can't see me.
Exactly.
That second guard just hates to be perceived, and if you perceive him, it enrages him.
So this part here, I always like to say is the best way to start a run is to do some cardio, and the best way to get some cardio is to run from a black dragon.
Let's get out of here.
That's right. I always think of this as anytime something like this is in a game, I only think of them as Crash Bandicoot sections, which are normally my least favorite sections in a game because you can't see where you're going.
Yeah.
Now, fortunately, Jerikandra does know where she's going, but as she's running away from this dragon, there will be a bunch of slime mobs in the way. It's really important that we don't hit those. One, battles are slow, and two, even if we hit one of the smaller mobs, the dragon will be in that fight. And we just started the game. That dragon will stomp us flat. So hopefully we won't see any of that as we approach this cliff. You may be aware that the Dragon Quest games have designs by Akira Toriyama, known for things like Dragon Ball, Chrono Trigger, and this dragon definitely has a real Toriyama feel to him.
Oh, I didn't realize it was also Chrono Trigger.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I see it.
Another game run by our incredible runner, Jerikandra.
Last year, Flame.
That's right. Which is how we met, and I'm very
Yeah.
grateful for it. So we have escaped jail. We are now back in the foothills of Heliodor, and we're going to be grabbing a lot of items. We're going to be managing some inventory stuff. We're getting mostly healing items. We are also going to be getting holy waters, which will restore our MP. And a very important thing about Dragon Quest games is, unlike a Final Fantasy, it does not have a shared inventory for all characters.
Oh.
That's all right. This just gives me more time to talk about the inventory. I'm dying to talk about the inventory.
Oh, also, holy waters actually help us with encounters on the sea.
That's right.
We did grab some buzzberries there. That's for a quest we need inside. We're going into downtown Heliodor now. This the slums.
Yes, we are going to need to borrow a dog from a little girl, and buzzberries are the currency of choice for little girl dog borrowing on the open market. Boy, that sentence got away from me in the first 2 syllables, and I just knew the sentence was going to be so much longer. We're grabbing some fishnet stockings, which I really wish we would wear in this run, but unfortunately they're just worth too much dang money, and so we are going to be selling them. Pour one out for the fishnets.
But if we get that karaoke incentive, you'll be able to see some fishnets.
That's right. Thank you so much again, everyone, for raising $2,000 for Malala Fund so we could get this incredible cosplay. When I found out about the cosplay incentive, I just told Jerikandra, I won't allow us to not see that. We have to get the cosplay. But right now, you're only getting part of the picture. If we can raise $3,000 for that karaoke incentive at the end of the run, you'll see the whole costume, and it is fantastic, handmade by Jerikandra. I would love to see that happen.
And to do that, when you go and make your donation, make sure you click the incentive for the karaoke at the end. You got to click that one when you make your donation to have it go towards that.
And do we have any of those donations?
Yeah.
I would love to hear one.
Yeah, we had a $50 donation from Kit. All of my love to runners, commentators, hosts, staff, and to Charlotte for introducing me to frame fatales and speedrunning. Thank you for that donation, and thank you for putting it toward the karaoke songs.
Awesome. Thank you.
So, quick lore update. The reason Eric was in jail, Eric is a thief, and he stole the red orb, a great treasure of Heliodor. So they threw him in jail, although they never recovered the orb. The orb is theoretically still in possession of Eric's partner, and that's why he broke out of jail, is to go find his partner and reclaim the orb. However, his partner does not have the orb anymore, which will is the first of so many quests in this game where the entire point is we have to get thing. And so let's do something to get thing. You do something, you're like, but the thing is actually a little bit further out of reach. So you do that thing. But it's actually a little bit, it's going to take so many more steps than you would think. And I'm so glad that we're speedrunning this game, because the casual run of this, I think, would drive me up a wall, just being thwarted time after time. But the point is, we're trying to get the red orb, which has been returned. Okay, I can do this. Eric's partner, Dirk, returned the red orb to Heliodor for the reward. The Kingdom of Heliodor put the red orb in safekeeping in Kingsbarrow, which we will see later. And that is Dirk. We are now in Dirk's shop. Using the reward money, Dirk has opened up an emporium. He's gone legit and has used his legitimate earnings to grease the wheels of the carceral system in Heliodor, which explains why it was so easy for Eric and Command to get out of jail.
Why do we emphasize legitimate earnings?
Well, because he used to be a thief.
Yeah, so Eric and him were partners in their thieving, so.
I agree that normally when you say legitimate that way, it does strongly suggest, but it is, it's emphasis for contrast, Klinkits.
Yes, and you can also send your legitimate donations toward our incentive.
Please, legitimate ones.
Klinkit was like, what kind of vibe do you want for the hosting? And I just said, I think this is going to be kind of an unhinged run, so just do whatever you got to do. And I'm so happy that they've taken that to heart.
Doing my best.
So we borrowed a dog to scare a guard. That already happened. Just making sure I filled us in. We've also been taking care of a lot of equipping. We've got leather armor, we've got boxer shorts, we've got...
That's what we're going to do right now.
Nope, I got mixed up. I'm so sorry.
You're fine.
I'm so good at commentating.
You are good. All right, it's not raining in here, which is going to be nice. If it is raining here, we will get a lot more mobs that we have to deal with.
Yes, this game has a variable weather system. Dragon Quest 11 walked so that Death Stranding 2 could run. You heard it here first. And last, because it's not true. No one else will say it. Another thing to mention in this game is that you can... Obviously, by default, you can control each character's actions in battle fully, manually. However, you can also choose from a variety of tactics. If you're familiar, as I was, with Yakuza Like a Dragon, which is heavily inspired by Dragon Quest, it uses much the same system. So there's Show No Mercy, focus on healing, use no magic, and that will essentially put individual characters on auto mode, which when Jerikandra can, she will be doing, because then the characters will just act automatically, which is, faster than any inputs that we could do manually.
It can get a little dangerous, though.
Yes, there's going to be a fair amount of praying for good AI throughout this run. This is the Forge, which, if you were to play this game casually, develops over the course of the game into a very complicated mini-game with so many flourishes and details. This is the last time you're going to see Jerika doing it in the run. We are making a bronze sword, and because she is doing the game legit, we are hopefully going to get a +3 bronze swords.
Yeah.
There it is.
+3. Doesn't happen very often.
Now, later... we will be using the Forge, but it is too slow to do the minigame, so Jerikandra will just be blasting through it. And interestingly, if you fail at the Forge, you still get the gear. It just doesn't have any bonuses. And for our purposes, we don't need the bonuses, because Jerika's just that good.
But we do need donations toward our bonus game that just opened, which is for Expedition 33. If we have to get to $68,000 to unlock that bonus game. So get those donations in. And when you make that donation, you can also check the box for the incentive for our karaoke at the end of this run. So get those in.
Klinkit, would you say that's a 2-for-1?
Yeah.
Great. Good. We rehearsed this ahead of time. This is all scripted.
All of it's scripted.
Hours of rehearsal. So we just caught a glimpse of the character builder, which is how you level up skills in this game. And that's going to be extremely important later for what I find to be one of the most mesmerizing, fascinating bits of this run. But right now, we're using it just very legitimate use of, instead of a skill tree, it's sort of like a skill hex map. And so to that end, we have taught Eric Flame Slash, which he'll be using a lot of, including in this fight, which is technically a boss fight. Even though very quickly after this enemy will just be a regular mob. So Eric is using Flame Slash. The hero is going to be focusing Command is going to be focusing either on healing or right there using Frizz, which is one of the Dragon Quest magic spells. I keep wanting to call it Dragon Warrior because we were just talking about how the first few Dragon Quest games were called Dragon Warrior in the US. And I've never had problems with that before, but now that's why I keep pausing before saying Dragon Quest every time. But yes, the Tricky Devil who we're fighting to use Sizz, which is also a magic spell. All the magic spells have really wonderful names. There's Zam and Frizz and Zap and Bonk. I don't know if Bonk is in this one.
Are they all onomatopoeias?
There's Boom. Yeah.
Are they all onomatopoeias? No, there's the status ones are not.
Yeah.
Like Sap and Fuddle. Fuddle's not onomatopoeia, but it is fun to say. Focus, Kara, focus. We have defeated the Tricky Devil. We are now heading home to Hotto, where we grew up. No?
Cobblestone.
Cobblestone.
Hotto's later.
Yes, sorry. The notes say home, direction, caret, Hotto. And I just decided that was an equal sign. Gang, I am so knowledgeable about this game. Encyclopedic knowledge. I definitely wasn't backstage with Jerika right before this thing. Okay, where does the red orb go again?
You've done this before.
Yeah, we're pros up here. So we're heading home to Cobblestone, where I don't want to alarm anyone. Chat, please do not be alarmed. We will be traveling through time.
What?
Klinkit, I want a soundbite of you saying what in a genuinely aghast tone as like my text tone. That was haunting and haunted. So here we are. We are going to go back into the past to speak to our grandfather, who will tell us that he will hide a letter for us under the Triangle Rock. And then when we return to the present, now we know where to look for the Triangle Rock to find the letter, which will let us know finally the secret of who we really are. But we haven't done that yet. So, Klinkit, do you have any more wonderful donations for us?
Yeah, I do actually.
Yes, I thought you might.
Yeah, we received $50 from Courtney Rail. It has been a Dragon Quest of a day, and I could use some extra music and bonus games. By the way, love that cosplay, Jerikandra. Slaying the game and looking at the same time, and the look at the same time is peak speedrunning. Go Fatales, and let's go chat and get those incentives and milestone met.
Let's go chat. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much.
Do we have time for one more?
Yeah.
All right, we had $25 from Boogie Poppy. Hi, Jerikandra. I'm so excited to see you run Dragon Quest XI again, and I was honored to share hosting duties for you at your race at RPG Limit Break. Good luck, have fun, and I promise I'm still thinking about your suggestion that I replay Final Fantasy X too.
Yeah, let's go,
No,
Poppy.
really. Thank you.
Jerikandra is absolutely a queen of the JRPG speedruns. There's Chrono Trigger, there's Final Fantasy X and X-2. You're working on a Final Fantasy IV run. you're returning to Chrono Trigger with a new, really cool RNG manipulation strat that you were showing me last night. And folks, I run one game and it's 20 minutes long. So I am just constantly in awe of Jerika's ability to run not just one multi-hour game, but multi-hour games. These notes, these are Jerika's notes. My notes are here and they're 2 pages long. Jerika's routing is so specific and so precise and has all these conditional things. So we got that +3 bronze sword earlier, which actually, because of that, we gave a seed of strength to the hero, whereas otherwise we would have given it to Eric. That is just one tiny little if-then that Jerika has to keep in her head, and there's so many of those throughout the run. Right here, we've got a campsite, which are our little checkpoints throughout the run, and much like, you can tell what kind of games I play by what my reference points are, much like your Elden Rings or your Dark Souls, these are also going to be available for fast travel later. We can currently fast travel with Chimera Wings, which we picked up a few of, but later on we will learn a spell called Zoom, which will let us fast travel at will. So there'll be moments where we are unlocking and visiting specific campsites, even if we're not going to be doing anything in that area quite yet, so that we can warp back there later. And now here we are at the King's Barrow, where our goal is to retrieve the red orb, which I don't think currently that Command has any real attachment to getting the red orb. I think he's just being a bro for Eric.
Yeah.
But the guards are knocked out. What is happening here? Clearly something horrible has befallen the usually cozy domain of Kingsbarrow. It has been beset by monsters. There's one right there. These are the little devils that we just fought as a boss. So, in the Kingsbarrow. Sorry, I drew a large bird on this page of notes, and so I keep missing the word Kingsbarrow. I drew a bird. That's not relevant, Kara. Yes, so right now we are using Show No Mercy in the tactics, which just means that the characters are just going to go as hard as they can right away. While we're here, we're also going to be picking up a strength ring, a seed of defense, a magic water, and I believe not quite are we picking up the leaf, right?
Not here, no.
Okay. Great.
That's later.
Although what we are going to see very soon is a very fun mechanic that I believe was also only added in the definitive version of the game, which is rideable enemies. Certain enemies are sparkly and glittery, and once you defeat them, you can ride them. And we only do it twice in this run, but both times I'll be honest, I love one of them more than the other one, and you will be able to tell because I will not be able to control my reaction. But coming up first, we are going to be finding an egg for us to ride. Jerika, what am I forgetting?
Yeah, we're leveling as we go down, and so this next fight we're gonna get the hero to level 6, and then we're hoping that when we do an egg battle, we get Eric to level 7, and then that will allow us to get a +10 attack for his swords, which we've already been putting skills into, and that'll just give us a little more DPS for the boss fight right after.
Yeah, coming up pretty soon is the first really scary fight of the run. But first, we get to deal with eggs. Oh, what are they called? They're the what are they called?
Executor?
No, I'm pretty sure it's not that. Exoskeleton.
That's pretty good.
I am famously not a fan of puns, but there is some wordplay in this game that I find genuinely delightful. Exoskeleton, because they're an egg, but also they have, a tough outer shell. It's good. It's good. This is a good game.
You want some?
I'm very nervous for some reason.
How about an excellent donation?
Oh my God, I would love. That is exactly what I needed in that moment. Well executed.
Thank you. We had a $25 donation from Anonymous. Put this fully legitimate donation toward karaoke.
Okay, so it's almost time to ride an egg. Sorry, that was a false alarm. We got time probably for one more.
Sure thing. And we are $1 away from hitting $1,400 worth. And I don't like seeing 99s. I would love to see that be a past 99.
Even though it's 9/11s, and we just found out how much you love the number 11.
I do love the number
Herbs
11.
and spices
Herbs
and
and
sodium.
spices, Final Fantasy 11, you know, that
Yeah.
sort of thing. Yeah. But we did have a $10 donation from Mage. I have never had the pleasure to play a Dragon Quest game. Do any donors want to let me know which one is best / which one I should start with? Less than 3. Keep those donations going. Y'all are killing it.
Yeah, I would love to hear some Dragon Quest opinions. We are now riding an egg. It's going to be over so fast.
Oh, so you weren't kidding when you said riding an egg.
No, we're in the egg. Birdo earlier came out of an egg in Super Mario RPG. We're going into an egg and then going out of an egg. We can't do the whole run in the egg. So we've now got some Grim Griffins. This is not the super scary fight. That's a little bit later. Right now, Jerikandra has taken the characters back to follow orders, which just means manual control. And once again, the hero is going to be healing when necessary and then using Frizz at other times, whereas Eric is really going to be focusing on Flame Slash. Another mechanic that we are probably going to see, and we might have seen it already, is Pep. Pep is a mechanic that was introduced first as Tension in, I believe, Dragon Quest VIII. Right there, that was a Pep power. So there are certain triggers that can pep characters up, usually by either dealing or taking a certain amount of damage, kind of like limit breaks in Final Fantasy. When an individual character is pepped up, some of their stats will be raised, and which stats those are depend on the character. So Eric as a thief has his luck raised. The hero as a warrior has his strength raised. If both Command and Eric are pepped up at the same time, they can use a twin pep power, which they did just a bit earlier, called it's a pun on the real McCoy. The
Egg McCoy.
Yep, it's gotta be the Egg McCoy. That was a really clean fight. That was fantastic. What is it called? Folks, if you know the name of the pep power that's a pun on the real McCoy, please send in a donation.
I think it's
let
the
me know.
real decoy.
You should still send in a donation to tell me what it's called. I didn't hear Jerika just now. Normally the tech team, but I just must have lost audio for like a second. I didn't hear it. So you still have to donate.
I also don't know either way, so you can send me any egg pun name version.
Oh, there you go.
No, are we gonna get egg pun donations? Did I?
Only ones that are related to McCoy, the real McCoy.
Ooh, okay, that's a good limiting factor. So we've Chimera Winged out of there to save the game. We're riding into a cutscene. And we're not gonna see the cutscene, but Hendrik and his knights are chasing us. There's a lot of these scenes in the game where Hendrik, who is one of the Knights of Heliodor, Hendrik and Jasper are sort of the two main Knights of Heliodor. They have been sent by the King of Heliodor because you did break out of jail and you are, at least allegedly, the Darkspawn. So that is why the Knights of Heliodor are chasing us down. So we're going to be doing a lot of escaping. And unfortunately, we won't see these cutscenes, but throughout the escape scenes, we'll start to notice there's a little bit of a difference between Hendrik's character and Jasper's character. Hendrik seems to be a little bit more begrudgingly respecting of us, like, oh, all right, well, later on, I think he genuinely gives us a head start. Jasper wants to make our bones into stew.
Yeah.
Like, Jasper is no filter, no chill. So we are now in Hato. And in Hato, we are going to be meeting our next party member, who is a girl named Veronica. Veronica is looking for her kid sister. We are going to try to find her kid sister. We're actually going to end up finding a completely unrelated child and then bring her to Veronica. And Veronica will say, I don't know what, I've never seen this child before in my life. This is not my sister. What is your deal? Veronica really gives us the business.
Yeah, she has a big attitude. Everybody loves her.
I love Veronica. And so Veronica will shortly join us as first an AI companion and then later a full-fledged party member. So we're going through a few steam bath scenes. where the child, it turns out, is actually looking for her father. There's a lot of bopping about in town. So while we're doing that, Klinkit, do you have anything good for us?
I've got lots of good things here.
So sinister. Why did you say that in the most sinister voice?
I don't know.
I feel menaced.
I wasn't ready.
So when startled, your default mode is menace?
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe.
Noted.
We have been getting a lot of donations coming in, helping us get there. We had $25 from the end beta, $50 from Schmarty, and a $100 donation from Becky. Thank you so much. Really helping get us there to not only the karaoke at the end of this, but also our bonus game that we're trying to unlock of Expedition 33.
That's right.
Which is, I think, tangentially connected to the Dragon Quest series.
No one can legally say it isn't. I don't think. No, someone can definitely legally say it isn't.
But is that someone brave enough to donate?
Folks, we are firing on all cylinders. By the way, I'm pretty sure that if we hit that karaoke incentive, that'll bring us almost all the way to $65,000 just on its own.
I think so. I'm not a math teacher, but I think so.
Do you have to be a math teacher to... that's right. No, none of us are math teachers, so we shouldn't say for sure. Chat, can you do some math for us? How far away are we? We're doing great. We're doing great. So, we are heading to the Cryptic Crypt, which is where Veronica's sister Serena has been taken. When we get there, we are going to find out who has been stealing people's magic. Veronica's had her magic stolen. And later on, we're also going to find out that she also had her age stolen because she resisted the magic being stolen. And so I don't exactly know what the mechanics are of it, but she's actually much older than she appears.
Wait, and that's a bad thing to have your age stolen?
Well, if it makes you look like you're like 10.
Oh, okay, 10.
like-
Okay, 10 maybe not.
She had trouble getting into the bar and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, she didn't get a rejuvenating spa, Her pores didn't come into this. So now that we're in the Cryptic Crypt, there's a bunch of traps, but because Jerika's a pro gamer, she knows where they are and will avoid them. We also, it's so unfortunate that we missed this, we either did see or are about to see a shadow creature use a password to open a door.
No, that's coming up later.
Okay, well, we're not going to see it later either. Wait, this is the most important part of the run for me. This is our second sparkly enemy. It is this Bone Rider. I'm so excited about the Bone Rider.
What's exciting about it? It's sparkly?
I just
You'll
need
see.
everyone, folks watching at home, I need you to lock in.
I'm locked in.
Because
Oh, okay.
I know that some people are not going to know why I'm excited, but some of you out there are going to lose it along with me.
I'm ready to lose it.
So excited. I should also be doing commentary while we get there. But I'm just so excited.
If you're locked in, let us know with your donation.
I'm so
To
excited.
Malala Fund.
Okay, so because that Bone Rider is sparkly, that means we now get to ride him.
What?
And here we go.
No! Yo, that was worth it.
I love him so much.
Why does he run like that?
Because he's the best and he's my son and I love him. That's why.
Does he have 6 legs?
You better believe he does, baby. 6 legs of pure skeletal speed. I wish we could ride him for the whole run.
We don't get to.
No.
No, because speedrunning is torture. Chad, this I actually did think of earlier. I would love, genuinely, if chat would donate to tell me what are your favorite weird little guys in video games because video games are so full. I'm sitting next to a Korok. Koroks are like pure weird little guy. That Bone Rider, that's a weird little guy. I feel like gamers love weird little guys, so please donate to let me know.
I have to think about my favorite weird little guy.
It's a very important decision.
Yeah.
We did also just check in with a tendril of Yggdrasil, the World Tree, but we don't have time for the World Tree right now. We're fighting Jarvis. The Shadow has used the password Umbracadabra to get into this room, and we have followed after. Umbracadabra, great pun. This fight is a potential run killer, but that's not going to be a problem because Jarek is going to crush it. So Jarvis has these 3 little shadow fellas with him, and that's going to make the beginning part of this fight particularly scary, because if they all gang up on Eric, and Eric dies, then we're in some real trouble. Jerika did pick up a leaf earlier for safety.
I forgot to equip it, though.
Well, then never mind. This game has very, very limited resurrection items. We do have a leaf, but we didn't put it in our inventory, which is fine, because we're not going to need it, because we're not going to die. So, once again, Eric is focusing on Flame Slash. Hero is healing when needed and sizzing when not. Veronica is participating. Veronica and Serena are both participating as AI companions. We have found Serena, Veronica's sister. Serena has healing magic, which hopefully will heal us when needed, but if you've ever played Kingdom Hearts and waited for Donald to heal you, you know that you really cannot rely on that. Fortunately, we are down to just one of the 3 shadows now. Not that the fight isn't scary after that, but there are fewer moving pieces. Jarvis does have a breath attack, which does a lot of damage to a lot of people and can potentially one-shot the hero. Sorry, can potentially one-shot command. So I talked before about Jerika's incredible routing and just how well she knows this game. There you see, you know, the damage numbers popping up, and obviously there's the little readout in the bottom right corner of who's got how much health. Jerika knows exactly which HP thresholds mean that characters need to switch from heal to fight or fight to heal, because she knows exactly what the ranges are on each of these attacks. We just saw Serena use buff. There's the real decoy. Except I don't know that that's what it's called because no one's donated to tell me. So they use some kind of power. Serena just used buff, which will up someone's defense. That was an incredible Jarvis fight.
Nice. A little scary at the end, but we got it.
That was tremendous. Who needs a leaf? World tree, world shmree. That's what I always say.
So on PB, we don't grab the leaf. It's time loss. So yeah, so I did grab it, but I forgot to put it on because I'm so used to not even using it.
So now that we are out of that fight, Veronica gets her magic back, and they will join us as full party members. So they will be... Anyone can use magic, but they will be our main magic users for the most part. Veronica focusing on attack magic, and Serena mostly doing healing and then status magic. So buff, we saw a little bit there. There's buff to raise defense. There's sap to lower an enemy's defense. We'll be seeing a lot of that later. We also, this was a while ago, but we did pick up a few status items like the Sleeping Hibiscus. We'll have some fights later where ideally we will be putting people to sleep or confusing them or blinding them. And we're going to be using every tool at our disposal. We just learned the zoom spell, so we no longer need Chimera Wings to go from campsite to campsite. We can just zoom from place to place.
We just got a $500 donation that came in from Ryu. We got time to read that one real fast?
We absolutely do.
Yeah. I just finished my second casual playthrough of Dragon Quest XI, which inspired my daughters to play too. It's their first JRPG, and they are being challenged, but are also having a lot of fun.
Aww.
Can't wait to watch them continue to play and to be even further inspired by Jerika's skills. Also, totally locked in on the Skull Rider. Women's and trans rights.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you
Heck
so
yeah.
much.
If the one thing I do right as commentator here is get people to love the Skull Rider, they might never invite me back, but I'll still consider it a job well done. Oh, it's time to meet the Tockle. So this is a Tockle who's going to take us to Tickington.
Not Taco Bell.
Not Taco Bell.
I'm losing it.
I was not prepared for that. Tickington introduces us to the 2D mode. This is the only time we're going to see it in this run. There are other categories where we would see more of it, particularly in the any percent where we would use 2D mode for an experience grind at the end of Act 1.
It's like right before, there's a couple. It's near the end of Act 1.
Right, because for this run, we're not going to be going beyond Act 1. There's certain level grinding that we just don't need to do, so we don't do it because it would be slow. However, even though we really are not going to be doing anything in Tickington, you have to come here. And honestly, I love it.
Oh, yeah. And so speaking of that, so if you do all of the quests here, they go through Dragon Quest 1 through 10, and you get to experience pieces of all of those. And if you unlock them all, it's like a kind of a maze of quests to figure out. Then you can unlock the super boss, the Time Worm, and take him out. And he's very tough. But there's a whole speed run around it, too, that I do as well. It's a lot of fun. It's about 10 hours.
10 hours, folks.
Jeez.
Which for Jerikandra is, that's a brisk run.
A walk in the park.
Easy breezy. Anyway, say goodbye to Tickington, say goodbye to 2D mode. But if you pick up this game, you can play the entire game in 2D mode. It's extremely cute. Before we did Tickington, it went by very quickly, so I wouldn't blame you for missing it at home. But Jerika went into the character builder and actually did something called rectifying skills, which is going to be very important later. Once you commit skill points to a skill, you're not locked in. So I guess I shouldn't have said commit, I should have said use or place. But you can take a skill back and you will get those skill points back. It's a very flexible system, and as we'll see later, probably more flexible than the developers intended.
But it does require gold to rectify. So
that's true.
So the more skills you rectify, then the more gold you pay. So that is a factor in the gold routing here too.
So we are now in Gallopolis, and the reason that we're here, so we have teamed up now with Serena and Veronica, who are sworn protectors of the Luminary. They're twin sisters sworn to protect the Luminary, and from them we get a lot more information about where we're headed. Our goal is to get to Yggdrasil, the World Tree. In order to do that, we need to find it, and in order to find it, we need a mystical item called the Rainbow. And I'm not saying that wrong. You can't prove that I am. It's spelled B-O-U-G-H because it is a branch of the World Tree. Folks, we are going to get promised and then denied the Rainbow so many times. And this is the first of them. We are visiting the Sultan. We are stealing some of the Sultan's money. The Sultan thought he was so clever putting 1,500 gold behind his throne, but we know everything. And by we, I mean Jerika. The Sultan doesn't have time for us. However, the Prince does. The Prince needs us to help him out because the Prince is going to be riding in a horse race, but the Prince cannot ride a horse for nothing. So we agree, in exchange for being given the Rainbow, that we will pretend to be the Prince and ride in the horse race under his guise. This Prince is frustrating because he can't do anything, but he also can't be honest with his father about how he can't do anything. I get it, talking to family can be tough. We also picked up some more fishnet stockings to sell. Picked up some more armor and weapons, so right now Jerika's doing some very deft menuing to move things around. And while we're doing that, Klinkit, how are we doing on that karaoke incentive?
So we are just shy of $2,000 out of the $3,000 total needed. So just over $1,000 left to go.
That is fantastic.
Lots of donations coming into it. We had $50 from Deucenage. Hope I said that right. What an excellent run and commentary we have going on here. No bone riders about it.
Boo.
But
Hi,
yay for your
Deuce.
donation.
Thank you, Deuce.
We also had $50 from Squirrel611. Not sure if it's weird, but my favorite little guy in gaming is Poogie from the Monster Hunter series, especially the bee costume from World.
Yes.
So adorable.
Oh my gosh, yes. Oh, that's perfect.
And then, Kara, we also had $25 from Sparrow, which says, "Hey, Kara, it's called The Real Decoy. Staying up late for this amazing commentary. Looking forward to that karaoke incentive."
I'm going to be honest, I straight up zoned out. I'm going to need another donation or two to let me know what the move is called.
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking about the Poogies.
Me too.
I'm always thinking about the Poogies.
Who isn't?
That's not true. My life would be so much better if I was always thinking about Poogie.
Where are we?
So we're still in Gallipolis. We're still doing a lot of item stuff as we work our way towards the stables to do this horse race, which if you play this game casually, you can play a lot more of this horse race. We're just going to see it the once. Fortunately, in addition to a wonderful horse race, we are also going to encounter our next friend, my canonical legal boyfriend, Silvando, who will be one of the other horse racers competing against us. So the nice thing about this horse race is we don't have to win, actually. We want to go fast, certainly, because we're speedrunners, but if we lose, it's fine. The prince didn't ask us to win the race, just do the race. So Jerika is aiming for these little green swirlies, which are boosts, and avoiding pumpkins, I believe, because that is the most classic horse race hurdle, as we all know, pumpkins. You just saw another horse speed by with peacock feathers on it. That is Silvando's horse, because Silvando is a stylish man and does everything with flair, and I love him. So we're hoping to see around a minute 7. Under a minute 9 would be great. A minute 7 would be great. A minute 5 would be phenomenal.
Yeah, I've never done the 105. I can get a 106 once in a while, but 107 is kind of my average.
And I think we did hit a pumpkin earlier.
Well, I kind of bashed it on the way through.
Oh, I didn't realize there were different ways to hit pumpkins. Chat, what's your favorite way to hit a pumpkin? Send gdq.gg/donate.
I like to drop kick them.
Hey,
Of course you do.
we got the 106.
That's really good.
Haven't seen it in a while.
That was a great horse race.
Wait, was that the one you said you get every now and then?
Yeah, once in
Yeah.
a while. Yeah, 107 is usually what I'm getting.
So in the aftermath, we go and talk to the prince, and we say, great, we did the thing, right? I did my part. I did the horse race. You do your part. Give me the rainbow. And the prince is like, yeah, no, though. I'm not going to do that. You have to do something else for me. The prince is supposed to go kill the slayer of the ruins in the desert. He doesn't want to do that either. He's a real coward, that prince. He gets a quote-unquote redemption moment later. This game has some very interesting relationships to redemption arcs, and we'll see a couple more of those later. So the prince is saying, well, I'll give you the rainbow if you go kill the Slayer of Sands for me. So that is our next big quest, for which Silvando will join us as an AI companion, because Silvando has discovered that who he raced against was not the prince, but in fact Command, and is very invested in the prince's journey of growth and maturation. And so I believe for that reason, he is joining us for the Slayer of Sands quest. And Jerika, what am I forgetting?
No, I think you got it. Yeah, so we're gonna head out to the desert, and we're gonna let them get ahead of us a bit. And we're gonna get a campsite so we can easily zoom to that campsite later. And then we're gonna do some quick leveling to get the hero and Eric to level 10 before we go after this next boss. And you'll see when I'm leveling, you'll see Serena and Veronica are like level 12 already, and we're level 8 and 9.
Because the game assumes that we've been playing at a normal pace instead of speedrunning it.
Exactly.
And yes, once Command and Eric are, I don't know why we're calling him Command, but Command 1, and I want to honor that. Once they're at level 10, they'll be able to learn some new skills, including, crucially, Eric is going to learn Cobra Strike, which will poison. One of the crucial status effects that we're going to be trying to proc in pretty much every scary fight for the rest of the run. But while we're grinding, Klinkit, how are we grinding away on those donation goals?
We're still grinding. I was trying to think of a new word, but we're still grinding.
I'm so sorry.
We are at 1,949, 64% of the way there. We're trucking.
We're still American Truckin' Simulator ribbons.
We're simulating success in the current pace we're on now.
I would say we're achieving success, Klinkit.
Yes.
This isn't a simulation. We do not live in a simulation.
That's what you think.
Folks, the lights in the studio are so hot. I don't know what I'm saying.
But we did have a donation from our friend Ad129 for $10. Hi, Jerikandra. Hi, Kara. I know nothing about Dragon Quest, and this game looks so cozy. Have fun, and you got this. Less than 3.
Oh, thanks. It is cozy.
It is cozy. I'm a little sorry that I am not bringing a cozy energy. I don't have a lot of cozy energy to give.
Cozy's subjective.
Yeah, but subjective doesn't mean universal.
This is my kind of cozy.
Okay, well, thank you. That's very nice. Yeah, so these are the Prestidigitators, which is the mob we are using to grind our levels to make our bread. I'm sorry. I was just thinking of Jack and the Beanstalk, and my brain wouldn't let me not finish the sentence. Am I losing my mind? Is anyone hearing what I'm saying?
Is this thing on?
Am I conscious?
The simulation's really getting to me.
No. Veronica and Serena are also, of course, leveling up. They're not as crucial because, as Jerika mentioned, they are already higher level than us. But we do still need them to level up and get some more skills. Serena is going to be learning a skill for the spear called, I believe, Cattle Prod is the name of the skill, which actually relates to a very cool thing about this game, which I think is true in the more recent Dragon Quests, but not all of them, just the most recent ones, that all of the enemies in this game are categorized into families. So there's the beast family, there's the slime family, the human family, the undead family, a bunch of them, and including there's one category or family that's just 3 question marks, which I think is great because then I get to go, huh? Which is how I pronounce 3 question marks. Thank you for laughing at that, Klinkit.
I had myself muted, but I was definitely...
I heard it, and that's as long as I heard it. It's time for the Slayer of Sands, baby! So, Eric is going to be using Cobra Strike, which, as I mentioned before, has a potential to poison. And even though this is the exact type of enemy in a JRPG that you would think would be immune to poison, not so, which is great for us. So, Eric's going to be trying to poison. Serena is going to be using that prod skill, which, because this is a beast family enemy, that will do extra damage. And then when needed, she will be either healing or buffing. Unfortunately, the Slayer of Sands can dazzle us, which is, you see the stars going around Serena's head. That is a sort of a blinding status ailment, which we do not like.
No, that's actually Kafuddle. Yeah.
That's Kafuddle, you're right. The names are very cute. Okay, Veronica's down. Right, so physical attacks will be affected by being dazzled, but magic ones will not. So, for example, if Eric becomes dazzled, he'll switch from Cobra Strikes to Rubble Rouser, which is an earth spell. And Sylvando is jumping in at moments, but again, we are not in direct control of Sylvando right now. It seems like it's going okay. The Slayer of Sands is poisoned, which is great. No one is currently dazzled. Eric's HP is a little low, but again, Jerikandra knows exactly where those HP thresholds are and when we need to switch over to healing. like right there. That was perfect.
Yeah, unfortunately, his sap is gone now, so he's not getting hit for as much damage, but Veronica's down, so she can't re-sap him.
Yes, in this fight, one of Veronica's big roles is, it seems obvious, but all of these big fights, the strat is really to stack as many buffs on us and as many debuffs on them as possible. And that was great.
Yeah, not bad. Really, like, if Veronica or Serena die, it's not like the end of the world in that fight.
Tactically. Emotionally, it's still crushing.
It's crushing, yeah.
Just to be clear. So again, the goal was to poison and sap, which is exactly how it worked out, and then buff us. That was great. That was wonderful. We are skipping cutscenes where the Slayer of the Ruins, Slayer of Sands.
Both. Either. Yeah.
Either.
Are you saying sand like sand or sands like Sans Undertale?
Like desert sands.
Yeah.
Desert
Grains of sands.
Okay.
The sand, like sands through the hourglass. The prince's cowardice has been exposed, and the Slayer of Sands, or the artist formerly known as the Slayer of Ruins, jumps out to attack, and Sylvando jumps in to save him, and the prince vows that he will live a more honest and courageous life, which he kind of does later. But that's the last we will be seeing of the prince in this run. He does come up later in the full game. And now Sylvando has fully joined our party, and as an added perk has gotten us the horse hailer, which lets us call a horse anywhere. Okay, it's time. So here we are in the skill map. I'm going to try to explain this very quickly. In the skill map, in addition to the individual cells, which are individual skills, the map is also broken up into several sections. There's sort of like radial pie slices. And if you go around the way Jerika's doing right now, there are certain secret squares or hexes on the map that give you bonus points. And so Jerika is working skills around to get to those bonus points because, as we talked about before, you can rectify skills to use gold to go backwards, undo skills. There is the 10 bonus skill points. Jerika is going to rectify that square to go back and get the skill points back, but she will still keep the bonus points. And in this way, Jerika now has more. It's not a glitch, but it probably wasn't intended to be done this way because it means that we can get skills way sooner than we otherwise would. Jerikandra calls this skill swizzling, and I love it. I love it. So there's so many skills being learned right now, skills learned and unlearned. Some of the crucial ones being learned are skills like Sobering Slap, which will restore our characters from a variety of mental debuffs, Fuddle Dance, which will confuse other people, and crucially, Hustle Dance, which is a group heal. Because this is a speedrun and the experience route gets us exactly strong enough and no stronger, fights are going to be a lot scarier than they should be. So having a group heal is going to be essential, and now we have that. So that's great news.
Yeah, like you almost shouldn't be able to get that at this level.
Yeah.
But because of the skill swizzling, we get it, and it's such a powerful heal at this level that it uses up. Like I think Sylvando can cast it like maybe 3 times, and he's out of mana. Like,
yeah. But it's still that good. We're going to grab some money on the way. We are headed now to Gondolia because, wouldn't you know it, that rascally prince, even after everything's said and done, he doesn't even have the rainbow. First of all, he never had it. His dad had it, the Sultan, and the Sultan sold it. So it was never there. I'm sorry. Now that I've learned this commentary twice, I take this extremely personally. The way they just keep lying to you about the rainbow. So we don't know where the merchant went, but pretty much all merchants, one way or another, go through Gondolia, which is a seaside town and a mercantile hub.
Also, I just grabbed a piece of gold ore on the way, and I've grabbed another one in Hotto in a chest. And so those 2 pieces of gold ore are key because it keeps our gold costs down when we're making the cool Dundersill armor later, because one of the ingredients for each piece of that armor is a piece of gold.
And I believe that was also a feature that was added in the definitive edition, that if you are crafting armor and you don't have an ingredient that could otherwise be bought in a normal store, you can just, from within the crafting minigame, just spend money. Because it's the same as just going to buy it, it's just faster.
Yep.
And so because of that, we do need enough money to buy those, but we can only get so much money. So yeah, again, Jerika's balanced all of this out incredibly well. And speaking of balancing out our gold and our money, how about those donations raising money for Malala Fund, Klinkit?
I was literally about to do the exact same transition.
It's the host brain. I've been stepping on Klinkit's heels this whole time.
No, you haven't. Stop it.
I've been doing it while you haven't been looking. Just right behind you, just stepping on the heels.
It just went up again. We are 75% of the way there.
Awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, easy mode. Less than 800, just over $700, something like $750, something like that.
Chat, y'all are killing it.
But helping us get that way, we had a couple favorite little guys sent in. Yes. We had $100 donated by Maddie Stars. My favorite little guys are Shy Guys.
Aww.
So mischievous and so many cute outfits too. Also, hey Kara and Jerika.
Hi, Maddie.
Hi.
Thanks, Maddie.
And then we had $10 from Royhem. Off the top of my head, my favorite little guy would have to be the robot from Borderlands.
Oh, yeah. He's always like sparking and fritzing. I've played Borderlands once at a friend's house.
I've never played it.
He's like a trapezoid.
I love trapezoids.
Famously. Folks, Klinkit will not stop going on and on about trapezoids. So in Gondolia, we've run into some crazy hijinks. Lore update. Oh my gosh, we're doing great. So we can't get to the, okay, stay with me, chat. I'm about to say so many words. We can't get to the docks. The leader, the guy in charge of Gondolia won't let us onto the docks because there is a muscle man competition happening on the docks. They send us to talk to someone about it. The person we talk to about it does not want to talk to us. He's in charge of the muscle man competition and does not have time for our chicanery. In the meantime, a child tries to steal Veronica's magic wand. Why would the child do that? A lack of intramural sports?
Bad parenting.
Well, I wasn't going to go right to the parenting, but we all know that's what I meant. No, it is because the kid is actually a good kid and is trying to help his friend who has been magically silenced. And we'll find out later why that kid has been magically silenced. But we are going to help this child to go to a nearby fountain to get holy water, or as Jerika refers to it in her notes, story water, because we really only need it to advance the plot.
Yeah, different from holy water that we're using to like escape
Yes.
encounters on the water.
Exactly. So we are now heading to the fount, where we will be fighting our next boss. And along the way, I believe Jerika's already done a whole bunch of menuing to make sure that everyone's, again, those individual inventories. So it's not just enough to have the item. The right person has to have them. As we saw earlier in the Jarvis fight, if Eric doesn't have the leaf equipped, then we just can't use the leaf. And all of that is prepping us for this next fight, which is against the Corolossuses, or I believe it should be Corolossi, personally.
I agree.
Thank you, Klinkit. Klinkit, you and I, we're locked in.
We are locked in.
So, you will recognize a lot of these strats. Sylvando will be trying to confuse. That is one confusion proc right away, which is fantastic. Hero is going to be focusing on damage. Eric is using his... Oh, that is incredible. That's the Sleeping Hibiscus that we picked up much earlier. So now we've got one asleep, one confused. The confused one is now also sapped, so its defense has been lowered, which now means that the hero can do what the hero... Sorry, Command can do what he does best. Sylvando just used Oomph to raise his attack power even more, making Command into the very best big sword boy bonk mode hero he can be and start doing some serious damage. One potentially tricky thing that can happen here is because the confused Corolossus, that is incredible. That's fantastic. Because what could happen is the other Corolossus could have hit the sleeping Corolossus to wake him up. Super glad we didn't see that. Eric, unfortunately, not able to Cobra Strike Coriolis 2 poison. Well, did Cobra Strike, but the poison didn't proc. But fortunately, we're through the fight. That was so good.
It was a pretty good fight, yeah.
That was terrific. And we saw Sylvando use Hustle Dance there to heal everyone. That was so good. Gang, Jerrica's so good at video games.
I wish I was Jerrica. So I could be good at video games.
No, this game I have had a love-hate relationship with for the last couple of years. And so I recently got, for any percent, I got my goal of under 4 hours. And it was a rough time because it's just the RNG can be very unforgiving throughout the whole run.
It happened very quickly, but during that skill management, the hero relearned Flame Slash, which he had learned, then unlearned, now relearned. And more importantly, Serena has learned a spear skill called Deliverance, which does a lot of extra damage to undead, and that's going to be really important later.
It also allows for, both those allow for pet power unlocks.
Yes.
So the hero can do a pet power when Sylvando is, I believe, pepped as well. And then if Serena gets pepped, she can do one with the hero. And so that's why we do that when we have the skills for it.
Those persistent, those dogged Heliodoran knights have caught up to us to again. Have caught up to us again. I don't know why that was the sentence that really stymied me. We want to die there. Dying is what progresses the plot. We want to die as quickly as possible. So that was great, actually. Meanwhile, the other party members are off healing the boy, where we will discover that the reason that the boy was silenced is because he saw someone talking to this giant sea monster. And the person talking to this giant sea monster, making nefarious plans, saw that the boy saw them and silenced the boy so the boy would not speak. So actually, it was about the plot after all. It also turns out that boy is the son of the man running the Muscle Man competition. And so by healing the boy, we have endeared ourselves to the man, which will now allow us to access the docks.
It's a lot of men.
As was foretold in the ancient texts.
So we are evading all the guards right now. They've captured Eric. We're going to save him. But so now we're down a party member. And so we're going to do this next fight against Jasper, one of the knights, without Eric.
Got to see the strength there. Again, that's one of those small but permanent upgrades. Going to use it on command.
Every time you say it with the question, it makes me laugh.
I just realized that every time I do it, my head goes like this. It's completely involuntary. Command? I think it's the only way I can send signals to my brain to do the up. Prepare yourself for a thrashing, you scheming snake.
But we're sniping distance of 64K, so
who's
gonna do it?
Oh, we're $15 away.
Yeah.
Folks, that could be your $15 donation that gets us to $64,000. That's the same number of thousands as there are bits in Super Mario 64, which is a bonus game later in this very marathon.
Wait, what? The simulation is making sense now.
Yeah, no, that's right. Wait, I just had a moment where I thought I'd done something, but I'm good. We're all good.
I'm sorry, Karen.
The studio lights, you guys, they're so hot.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So we're fighting Jasper. Once again, we're using Oomph to heal us, Sap to lower their defense, hoping for those pep powers. Well, I don't want to say it's business as usual because that makes it seem like this isn't a tough fight, and to do it as well and as fast as Jerrica's doing, it is absolutely tough. But strategically, it is a lot of the same. So there is the pep on the hero, and there's the pep power. So that is exactly what we want to see. Yeah. That was great.
Decent Jasper fight.
Oh, you finished the fight right when I ran out of things to say about the fight? That was so good.
Hey, we're synced.
Locked? And I mean this in. So we're on a boat. We get beset upon by a horrible sea monster. But fortunately, the town is able to scare the sea monster away. But who sicked that sea monster on us? I gotta stop saying rascal. So we are now on a boat, which does mean that we can get random encounters, which will just definitely happen. And we are heading to Octagonia, which is the home to a big mixed martial arts tournament. You can't have an Akira Toriyama anime game without a tournament arc. So that is what is coming up next. Jerika is going to grab another fast travel camp spot. And we'll also be getting a Seed of Life and some armor and a recipe book to make armor. And then we will be making some armor.
Yeah, so on the sea there, we used the holy water to avoid encounters. But if for some reason the hero died on one of those boss fights and he's not quite up to level, you will still get encounters on the way to this.
But we've been cooking.
Yeah, not
so
bad.
So we were able to skate right through.
Yep, good marathon runs.
And by skate, I mean sail.
But yeah, so we're going to go to Octagonia. We're going to stop in and pop back out again just to get the zoom point so we can zoom back there. And mostly just so we can get, like Kara said, a bunch of these items so that we're really ready for the arena because we're really low level. And so we need all the help we can get.
And things are going to get real in the arena. Where did I put my arena notes? Surely I didn't shuffle them in to my I sure did. Why would I do that? Okay. I forgot that I had my side notes. Is there anything that I've missed? No.
No, this is probably a good time for some donations. Honestly.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I don't... Wow, Kara, shut up. Klinkit?
We haven't quite gotten to that point yet.
I have, with myself, I assure you.
We had $5 from Slayer Sands. I have never seen monsters that scary before. Good thing we're filled with determination.
Always.
And then we also had $50 from Anonymous. And we just hit $64,000 exactly.
Let's go.
Oh my gosh.
And you know what's exciting about $64,000?
Tell me.
It is also divisible by 8. You know, it's the square root of 64 is
right.
8, and there are 8 sides to an octagon, and we're on
Octagonia.
Sorry, I stretched for that one. I'm embarrassed for how long I've been waiting to say that.
My God, you're making me do like my full ugly laugh. I wish you could see Klinkit's face as just the shameful smile slowly. I'm deceased. I have been removed from this earth. My spirit will wander the Fatale studio, haunting Fatales for years to come.
The simulation.
Yes, simulation.
Here we are in the ruins of Dundersill. I haven't even talked about what Dundersill is. Dundersill is a long, ruined kingdom, which we will learn so much more about soon. But for now, we are visiting here only briefly. We'll be back to the regions. Don't worry, Ruins fans out there, put down your torches and or pitchforks. We will be back, but we need to come here to get that armor and the recipe for armor. And we still got a little more time doing that, so how are we doing on donations?
We're doing great on donations. We had $25 from Dagger. Oh, and with that Twitch charity tool, which... Reminder, if you are watching on Twitch right now, you can make a donation through Twitch Charity, and then there should be an extension there you can click on. And within, I believe it's like around 15 minutes of when you make your donation, you can put that toward an incentive, like the incentive we have going on right now for the karaoke at the end of this, which I'm excited about. It won't be in an octagon because this... How many sides does this room have? 1, 2, 3,
I really thought you were about to say how many sides does an octagon have? And
No, I was like, wait, does this room have 8 sides? But it only has 6. But we can pretend.
With my whole heart, I thought you were going to say how many.
But you will be able to see the karaoke in this hexagon.
It's an irregular polygon, some delineation. Klinkit, life isn't all about labels, okay?
Okay. And we're also not math teachers.
That's right.
We need to stop this.
Crucially, we're not math teachers. We're done with Dundersill for now. So it's time for Octagonia. Now, the main reason we are doing this tournament is because the Rainbow, which surely we'll be able to get now, the Rainbow is the grand prize for this tournament. So yes, right here, as I mentioned before, Jerika's just doing the worst possible blacksmithing. You get that it's a failure. But
here's your item.
But you get it anyway. Real mixed messaging from Dragon Quest. Like, what am I even striving for anymore? Excellence? Apparently, it doesn't matter. No, I wasn't in a gifted school program and then entered the real world. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean?
Oh, it's starting to make sense.
Yeah. The Rainbow, folks. The Rainbow. Is the grand prize in this tournament. Incidentally, the second prize for the tournament is an orb of some kind, which probably, I mean, it's a shiny orb. That's fine. We probably don't need that. No, I'm doing the speedrunner lying thing. Folks, we need the orb. The orb's very important. I promised that when I started doing commentary that I wouldn't lie to the viewers.
You've never lied in your life.
That would be a lie. Like it. What are wheels within wheels, lies within lies. This web of deception we're caught in. I'm doing fine.
All right, so this scene right here, if you want to watch the cutscene, it's basically where they draw names so that they can pick teams. And we could have gotten Jade. The hero was picked to get Jade as your partner. But then this old guy comes in and says, oh, I already have her claimed or whatever. And we're like, that's kind of a weird exception. But we end up with Vince, who is the previous year's championship winner. So we think we're in pretty good shape.
Yeah, so to talk about Vince, probably later I'll be doing some lore updates on Vince, but let's talk about Vince mechanically, which sounds like the name of a really bad memoir, Vince Mechanically. He will be our AI companion in each of the arena fights. And by we, I keep saying we, I'm not doing anything, folks. Jerikandra is going to be trying to manipulate Vince's AI to heal us. We'll see this in a little bit by doing certain things, specifically defending and being at low health will usually make Vince heal, although not 100% of the time. And we've got a number of these fights to go through. So some menuing, some inventorying, and now we meet up with Vince for our first fight against the Abominable Showman and the Underdigger.
I hate that.
Look, it's not the best. Okay, so these fights, the enemies also have pep powers they can use, and those pep powers are real scary. This first fight is not too bad, in large part because Jerika can work around what's supposed to be one of the main challenges, which is the Abominable Showman can make duplicates of himself. However, because this game has, I can't remember what the feature is called, but the cursor has a memory, right? So if you select an enemy to attack, on your next turn, your cursor will start on the enemy you attacked last. So as long as you've previously attacked the authentic Abominable Showman, you just keep attacking that one. Now this is the pep power, which unfortunately is unskippable and does a lot of damage. So
actually, you can skip this.
What?
But it depends on the RNG. So Vince would have had to hit Abominable Snowman one more time.
Oh. So you could skip it by taking him out before they do
Yes,
it.
exactly.
Right, but you can't skip the cutscene.
Right, yeah, if you get
so
it,
if they trigger the pet power, you have to just sit there and wait, and it is the definition of insult to injury. Unless you're playing this game casually, and then they're very fun. They're very similar to calling your friends in Yakuza Like a Dragon, which again is my main reference point for Dragon Quest, even though I've played a bunch of Dragon Quest. So fortunately, the Abominable Showman is down, so it's just the Underdigger left.
Now, Underdigger can crit too, and if the hero falls below 67 health, he can die from it, so we have to be real careful about that.
Right now it's looking good. Hero's health is high, and that is the first arena fight. Fantastic. Quick lore update. We didn't see it because we're skipping cutscenes, but before every fight, Vince takes a swig of something. And even though this is a world that canonically has magic potions in it, no one thinks that's weird or suspicious. Everyone's like, hey, it's Vince. He likes a little swig of his, it's a good luck charm. And definitely, that's all it is. And they're fools. Wake up, Octagonia. You're being deceived. Everyone loves Vince. These folks are so in the tank for Vince. Y'all, I promise I wouldn't lie to you. Vince is a bad dude. And the game's gonna try to pull the rug out a couple times, but I need you to stay with me.
Stay with you that we don't like Vince.
We don't like Vince.
But we're going to be tempted to like Vince.
Oh, they're gonna try so hard to make you like Vince.
But we don't like Vince.
Well, as speedrunners, we really don't like Vince.
Okay.
Because,
Also that.
Because his AI is really bad at healing us during these fights coming up. So, yeah, there's a lot of negative emotions that can come out of that I'll try to suppress if things happen.
So, meanwhile, we're not seeing this, but Eric has lost his fight, which doesn't matter for us. But he did get taken out by Jade and Rab. It's spelled Rab, but it's short for Robert. Our second fight, Cinderella and Wambolina. I love the name Wambolina, personally.
Wambolina. Okay, that one's pretty good.
Yeah, I always have to read from Jerika's notes for this. It starts out with strat, : these ladies are no joke. And they're not.
That sounds like an anime line.
These ladies are no joke. I almost knocked my headset off with that head waggle. So the goal is to take Cinderella out first, because she is going to be casting offensive magic like that, and we want her to not do that. And so the more we focus on Cinderella, she will have to focus on healing instead of attack magic. And eventually, okay, here's the pet power Smokin' Hot Slash. We need to watch out for that as well. These enemies, like they also have pet powers, they also have finite MP pools. So Cinderella can run out of MP. We want her to use as much of her MP as possible on healing instead of offense, which is why we are focusing all of our attack power on her, except for Vince, who does whatever Vince wants. Vince is looking out for Vince, y'all. Yes, Wambolina is pretty much purely physical, but can also blow a kiss, a big sloppy wet one, as the game describes it, to enthrall command, which is currently happening, and we hate that.
Yes.
So Cinderella's down. That's good. It's a little scary in the middle. Wambolina obviously still does pose a threat. So you see right now, Jerika, it didn't come into play in that exact moment, but that was Jerika doing or attempting to manipulate Vince's AI into healing command. And that was all right. Fight number 3 against the Bullion Boys. It's the Golden Boy and Sterling Silva.
Oh my god.
Because that is, in fact, Sylvando. I always like to say that this game takes place... This game uses Clark Kent rules, where if you put on the smallest imaginable mask, no one knows who you are. What makes this fight scary, or one of the things that makes this fight scary, is Golden Boy has a boomerang, which if you're familiar with Dragon Quest, can attack everyone. Usually it's us with the boomerangs, but now the tables have been turned. How the worm has turned the worm, or should I say the boomerang. I didn't script that. Would you believe it? So that's why we're trying to take out the Golden Boy first, especially because Sylvando can use Oomph to buff Golden Boy. Golden Boy's group attacks on their own are not great, but they're not, world-ending. But Oomph can make them scary. Luckily, Golden Boy is now down. Vince is healing the way we need him to. We did see the opponent's pet power, which is called Precious Metal, but it's M-E-T-T-L-E, so it's a pun that only works in writing.
Oh, I've made that pun before.
I was looking to you expecting scorn. And that is the next arena fight. We are cruising, folks.
Can I give a mission real fast?
Please.
I would love these Octagon names sure are something. Donate with your username, but in your Octagon competitor name version.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Get those donations.
The professional wrestling pun version of your name. So it's now time for Rob and Jade. This is the scary one. Rob is a very powerful magic user and also has snooze, which can put either you or Vince to sleep, which did happen there, and that is unfortunate. When someone is asleep, obviously they can't act, and these fights are tight enough with everyone awake. So we really need Vince to wake up, much like Octagonia needs to wake up.
Oh, no.
Oh
no, he should have healed.
Yeah, they are now both pepped, which means they are unleashing Black Boot,
And
yeah. Black Boot is... It's an absolute fight ender most of the time. Luckily, unlike some other parts of the game, the run back to try this fight again is, as you just saw, lickety-split.
And I was using safe strats.
Yeah, this fight is very tough. We do want to try and trigger the same strat with Rob that we did with Cinderella, namely to focus damage on him so that he has to use his MP on healing instead, and hopefully will run out of MP. Unfortunately, pet powers don't run on MP. That's a whole different thing. Once again, similar to the last fight, there's the magic user, and then, or not the last fight, the Wambolina Cinderella fight.
Oh, man.
Jade is a very powerful physical fighter. Okay, and that was much better. If you see one of them pep up, that's how you know that Black Boot is coming. And if you have time, which Jerika did just there, she can use Defend on the hero, which it's still scary, but it won't one-shot him.
So yeah, so fun fact, safe strats for this fight is Rab will run out of mana after 3 snoozes. And so you're supposed to just defend with the hero until that happens. But as you saw, there's points when if Vince is asleep, I've got to heal myself.
Yeah.
And so defending isn't enough.
And the other, it's also, hopefully we take Rab out soon. Otherwise, we could see a second round of Black Boot if the fight goes on long enough.
Very likely. Okay, I think that was third snooze.
And neither Jade nor Rab is pepped up right now. So we don't have a Black Boot imminent, at least. Oh, yeah, I did mention at the very beginning of the run, this is, right now, we're all good, but the Octagon fights are where the whole 360 battle situation can be scary, because sometimes that means that you can't see the other people in your party. So you don't always necessarily, it becomes much, okay, so here comes Black Boot.
Oh, man. Okay, Vince is actually healing today, so that's nice.
That was clutch. Because as you saw, Jerika was not able to defend in time. Rab is down. But yes, when you can't see your party members, it becomes much harder to, especially during a speed run, keep track of things like status ailments and health. The information is on the screen, but when you don't have those other visual cues, it gets much tougher. And you know what? 2 tries on Rob and Jade.
Not bad. 1 arena death.
Yeah, that 1 arena death is, I think, great. Especially in an event, you know? So, this is great news. We won the tournament. Great news. It's time to get the rainbow. You fools! Of course it's not time to get the rainbow. I can't believe you fell for it again. It's not time to get the rainbow. It's time to help out Rob and Jade. What? Your rivals? Yes, your former rivals. Oh my gosh. The studio lights. So Jade has been kidnapped by who? By Vince. Our allies become rivals and rivals become allies. This whole world's gone topsy-turvy. Vince has kidnapped Jade. We need to team up with Rob to go and save her. We go into the caverns under Octagonia, where we are going to be heading towards what is probably, in my opinion, the scariest fight in the run.
Yep.
I don't know why I said in my opinion. Jerika and I have talked about this extensively. I know it is also, in her opinion, the scariest fight of the run against the Aractagon. And I've said this before when I've done commentary for this before, but the fact that this spider is called the Aractagon in the section with the octagon, to me suggests that there is some pre-existing institutional relation between the Aractagon and the octagon. I'm busting out the push pins and the red string. I think something is rotten in the state of Octagonia.
I agree. I mean, I think it's really suspicious that, like, arachnids have 8 legs.
Exactly.
It's all connected.
Numerology.
It's all connected.
Speaking of numbers, though, Klinkit, do you have any
Yeah.
wonderful donations for us?
Yeah, so we have about just over $600 left to go to get to that karaoke incentive, and we're at about the 30 minutes or so left of this run mark for the estimate. So we gotta crank up the heat.
Yeah, we're
a little
closing
bit.
in on it.
Yeah, we're closing in. Let's smash that. Helping us get there was a $15 donation from Anonymous that said 64K hype. Hype? I think that's how you do it. Hype.
I did a very small one. Sounds like a hiccup.
That'd be a weird hiccup.
All right, don't hiccup shame me.
I'm sorry.
Like
You're
that?
right. I'm sorry that
How?
you say hype when you hiccup.
so
It's
toxic.
totally normal. Everyone does it.
We just picked up a leaf again for safety. That's all I had to say in that moment. We were picking up a leaf.
Yeah, we have two. So now we have two leaves. So I'm going to put one on the hero and one on Sylvando, and that'll help if either one of those die. It's kind of bad for this fight, so that'll be extra help for
I
us.
felt shame about missing the first leaf, so when I saw the second leaf, I was like, Leonardo DiCaprio pointing at television meme.
Where's Leonardo DiCaprio?
I don't know.
Oh, I need him in the simulation.
Am I my Leo's keeper? Klinkit? Excuse me. Okay, Jerika, what am I forgetting?
I don't know. You can talk about the spider fight.
We should start talking about the spider fight because it's going to be real scary. The strats are similar, however, the margin for error is much slimmer. But the strats are Sylvando will be trying to buff the hero's strength so that the hero can be Big Sword Bonk Boy. Veronica's job is to use sap to lower the enemy's defense. Eric's job is to Cobra Strike to poison. Serena's job is to buff the hero. Sylvando's job is to oomph and heal. That's 5 people. You can only have 4 people in the party at a time. However, you can, as you just saw, you can hot swap characters during a fight. So, Jerika's going to be trying to move specifically Eric, Serena, and Veronica in sort of like a musical chairs rotation whenever effects need to be reprocced. So we've got a poison on the Eractagon right away. That is great. Veronica and Serena are dead. That's less great.
Yeah.
It's less great. The Eractagon hits so hard. As Jerika mentioned before, we are not supposed to be at this low level. But yes, we got poison over time, damage over time for the poison. Big single hits from the cutting edge right there. And we, again, as always, we want to see as much pepping as possible. Sylvando with the hustle dance there. The Eractagon can use Kafuddle, which is an attempt to confuse everyone in the party. Being fuddled is the worst, and unfortunately Command is currently fuddled. And Sylvando is poisoned. So this is looking a little dicey. If Sylvando is able, so Sylvando's using that magic water because, again, as Jerika mentioned before, because we're so low level, you can only use that group heal a couple times before you are just fully tapped out. I should mention, I said you can only have 4 people in your party at a time. Whoever is the 5th person will still be in the fight, again, as an AI companion. So they're still with you, but you just don't have control over them. And of course, because this fight is so specific, we're no longer using any of the auto tactics. This is all follow orders.
Sylvando is very extra.
I love Sylvando. I wish we had more time to talk about Sylvando in this run. He knows who he is, and I love that. Command doesn't know anything because he's dead. Sorry, Command? There is that Yggdrasil leaf. And we'll see if that can be enough to get a rally. Unfortunately, yes, the Eractagon can also spit those webs to immobilize. It's the worst case scenario with the Eractagon. We're talking about big damage and also status ailments, and they're all full party attacks. It's very scary. Oh, incidentally, Rob is also here as an AI companion because we didn't see the cutscene, but we have found Jade, and Jade is currently off saving other people, but Rob is here helping us out. So you'll occasionally see some off-screen heals, and potentially Rob as an AI companion can resurrect a fallen player, which would be excellent, but we don't have any control over that. Here's another Kafuddle. Fortunately, it didn't hit on either Sylvando or Command. Rob with the heal.
I'm coming, darling.
I love you, Sylvando. But Sylvando loves being caught up in that sticky web. I think that's hit him every time. Okay, there's Zing. Rob just resurrected Serena. That is fantastic. Command has pepped up, meaning that his attack has gone up, and I believe also his defense. Serena's dead again. But she was there for a second. And that means something, I think, emotionally, if nothing else. Sylvando with the group heal, Rob keeping Command alive long enough. And that is the end of the Erectagon fight. Holy moly.
That is often, like, it's hard to do a one and done on that fight in any run for Dragon Quest XI.
I believe in you so much, but I was scared. I know that's not cool to say, but I promise not to lie on this couch. Lore update. The thing that Jade was doing was rescuing all the other people that have been kidnapped because Vince has been kidnapping people for so long. He's been kidnapping the fighters from the arena, taking them to the Erectagon. The Erectagon, the big old spider, sucks the strength out of these heroes as they're all webbed up, and then gives a little bit of that strength to Vince, which is what Vince has been drinking before the fights. He's been using performance-enhancing spider magic drugs. And look, folks, he's doing it so he can win the tournament, and he wants to win the tournament so he can get money to save an orphanage. Yeah. But I'm sorry, I don't have time for this trolley problem nonsense. I am pro orphans being saved. I want that on the record right now. But if you tell me the only way to do that is to kidnap people and feed them to a spider, that's a failure of imagination and morality. So, Vince, redemption arc, I say thee nay.
I agree.
Klinkit, you got anything for us?
I sure do.
I want to hear from chat. I want to hear in donations. I want to hear in chat. I want to hear you screaming from the rooftops that you are with me. No forgiveness for Vince.
We had $50 from Apple Sandwich through that Twitch charity. Remember, put that toward the incentive in using the Twitch extension so that it can get us to our karaoke bonus at performance at the end of this, which we are 82% of the way there, just over $500 remaining. You want to see this.
And Jerika's making great time. We are so close to the end of this run.
Yeah, you want to see this. You can see half of the cosplay right now, but if we get the karaoke incentive met, you can see all of the cosplay, and as well as Jerika singing karaoke to this song that you wrote the lyrics, right?
Yeah, I wrote the lyrics.
How long did that
so
take
good.
you?
Writing the lyrics is the easy part. It's the recording and the video production and that stuff that takes longer.
Did you do all of it yourself?
Yeah.
She's a superstar.
A one-woman show.
She is a superstar.
I have about 40 music video parodies now.
Oh my gosh.
Klinkit, do you understand how small I feel on this couch compared to this giant of industry?
Plus the Psyduck.
Oh, yeah. Psyduck is here keeping me company. I think maybe I've been going crazy because he's been using psychic powers.
Oh, that makes sense.
That's my out.
Oh,
Lore update. This is a big one, folks. So we're back in the ruins of Dundersill. Dundersill, a once great kingdom. We find out that Command, the Luminary, was in fact the Prince of Dundersill. Rob was still is his grandfather. And in years past, in the infancy of Command, there was a council of kings in Dundersill to decide what to do about the growing forces of darkness. But wouldn't you know it, those pesky forces of darkness had to show up at that exact moment to lay waste to Dundersill. And the infant Command was there. They had to seek him away. He's the luminary. He's the only hope for the forces of light. So Jade, who is actually the daughter of the king of Heliodor, who put us in jail earlier, Jade, secret princess, a young girl at the time, smuggles us as a baby out of the monster-besieged Dundersill. is able to do that, but is separated from us, and out of shame for failing to stay with the hero through the entire escape, chooses to go into self-imposed exile with Rob to find the Luminary, which is what they now have finally done. We also now know that's the Rainbow, baby. We got it. It's time. We have the Rainbow, which shows us how to get to the World Tree. In order to get to the World Tree, we must use a rainbow bridge because Yggdrasil, the World Tree, is way up in the sky, and we're way down on the ground. We're walking type people, not flying type people. So we need a bridge. The Rainbow lets us know that in order to activate the Rainbow Bridge, we need 6 orbs. And wouldn't you know it, we already got that red orb. That's what Eric stole, and which we got back from Kingsbarrow. The blue orb,
No, yellow.
yellow orb was the second prize in the tournament. And wouldn't you know it, Rob and Jay did win second place, so they got the yellow orb. So we need 4 more orbs to get 6, right? 2 plus 4 is 6, right? Wrong! 2 plus 0 is 6. We are not getting the other orbs, which means that we are about to skip a truly staggering amount of this game. And I'm just going to give you a small glimpse of what you could see if you play this game and do all those side quests. There is a mermaid with an unbelievably complicated backstory involving multiple generations and people being run out of town and songs. There's a side quest called Up Where They Walk, which is very cute. There is a frozen over kingdom with a there's a frozen over kingdom with a queen, but also a fake queen. And in my mind, they date, and no one can convince me otherwise. So if you like frozen lesbians, play the game. There is an evil painting that steals people's souls.
Lesbians mentioned.
Lesbians mentioned.
Let's go, lesbians.
We're not going to see any of that because what we're going to see instead is the one and only glitch in this category, which is coming up. But first, we do need to do some sailing, open a sea gate, doing that. And while that's happening, Klinkit, we are running out of time for donations towards that karaoke incentive. How's it looking?
This website is refreshing for me, but it's looking great. I remember we had while it's refreshing, we did have 2 $50 donations, one from Anonymous, and we had another one from Stephen N. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Awesome, thank
we
you.
are less than $500 away. We can do this. I know with my whole gay heart that we can do this.
Oh, and one additional one, we had $5 from Caitlin that said, I want to see Jerikandra sing.
So we are going to have some encounters here on the boat. I don't remember why, I'm going to be honest.
So we're not supposed to be in these waters at this level.
Yes.
So that's what's going on here.
Yes, so holy water, I think this is also similar to how repels work in Pokemon. They will, or no, maybe not. But the way the holy water works is it will prevent random encounters within a similar level to you. It can't do nothing against more powerful enemies. That fella on the left is a pretty good candidate for weird little boy. We don't spend a lot of time there, so I've never actually noticed that strange little creature. But I love them now. I wish I was in a frozen kingdom right now. There's one of the ladies is mean and the other one is nice, and they're rivals, but they talk in a magical book that they're imprisoned in, and it turns out that they really learn about each other and can teach each other, and even though people think they should be enemies, they're not. It's this as it is written. This too is Yuri.
This too is Yuri.
And I love them.
I can't come up with a transition, but we.
Trans rights? Trans rights?
We are. You know what I want to say right now because I can't think of anything.
Klinkit, I can't believe I have to keep saying this. I need you to lock in.
I'm locked in.
Okay.
I'm not going to say it.
Don't lock in quite so much that you don't look at the screen. We just made very intense eye contact.
We did. It was almost romantic. But
I loved it, but it's not good for reading donations.
No, we are 87% of the way to the karaoke song. Getting very close to that, but we just have
a little over 15 minutes left of the run. So this is the time where we need to push.
Probably less, actually.
Probably,
Yeah.
you heard it here.
Yeah.
You have less time. Dig into your couch cushions. Find that gold ore that you just happen to have laying around. Don't make armor with it. Or I'm learning so much during this run. Instead, donate it to Malala Fund.
Okay, it's time. It's time for a glitch. It's time to spin to win. This is incredible. We are playing on PC, so Jerika is spinning the mouse to move the cursor on the map across what should be an impassable boundary. And then by going back in, we are now out of bounds. Might not look like it, but we're out of bounds. Like a lot of other games where you can go out of bounds, some things have collision, some things don't. So we are running through the places that don't while also making sure, I keep saying we, I'm not doing nothing. Jerika also needs to make sure not to fall through the floors that have no collision. This is how we are able to skip huge parts of the game. We're not technically skipping the areas, but what this allows us to do is it allows us to get to the cutscene trigger that activates the Rainbow Bridge, and the game has decided that if you are seeing that cutscene, you must have 6 orbs, because that's the only way to see that cutscene. So that cutscene is just going to give us the orbs we need. 2 plus 0 equals 6. I'm not a math teacher, but I also can't be stopped. And neither can Jerikandra. We are racing towards the finish line. I see we only have a couple $100 left towards that incentive. Folks, I cannot be the only person at Flame Fatales to hear this song. I don't deserve it. You deserve it. It's so good.
I want to hear it.
Klinkit wants to hear it.
Please, please.
Do
Yeah.
it for Klinkit.
Yeah, we're coming up really close to the end at this point.
Yeah, there's one more fight, assuming that Jerika does not run into any of the mobs, which is okay. Now I feel confident about it. A little scary there for a second.
Which
We're good. Don't have to worry about it. I've never worried in my life. There's one more fight, but we don't even really do the fight. Once again, it's a fight where the fastest thing is to lose, because even if we win, we lose. It's a scripted loss. I can give you a lore update about what we're about to find out. We're about to get up here with the 6 orbs, but then, oh no, we are attacked by the King of Heliodor, who put us in jail. Why is he so mean? Why does he hate us so much? It's because he's possessed by the devil. And by the devil, I mean Morrigan, the Dark One, who is here to seize our moment, what should be our moment of glory. Those 6 orbs should let us get the Sword of Light to smite darkness. But instead, Morrigan will reveal a 7th orb, an Orb of Shadows. Who could have anticipated this? Anyone who's played an anime game before, that's who. But it's still wonderful and dramatic. And we also find out that Jasper has been working for Morrigan this whole time. He was the one who talked to the big sea monster. He was the one who also, I think, did a different thing. Oh, in a side quest that we don't play. But he tries to have Hendrik killed. Jasper's a bad dude. And when I was learning this run, I was like, oh, he's possessed too. And Jerika was like, no, he's just a jerk. Oh! We're doing the karaoke!
Oh, do we get it?
What?
I'm sorry.
Oh my
Klinkit.
God.
I'm sorry, Klinkit. It is the host's privilege to pop off, but I saw it right in front of me. I'm so sorry.
I was locked in, but to the game, not to my donation.
I'm so sorry.
No, that's okay. I'm so excited I get to hear it.
Guys!
I'm excited everyone else gets to hear it.
I can't see Twitch chat, but I hope that Twitch chat pops off with the most dance and groove and hype emotes that has ever been seen. I hope don't crash Twitch, but like...
Why not?
Because then they can't watch
I'd like to see them try.
That's a challenge, chat.
I would like to see us try to crash
Twitch. Anyway, Morrigan corrupts the Sword of Light. That's what happens. Oh yeah, Jasper's just a jerk. Oh, I found out. I actually didn't learn this because we don't go beyond this in this category, but I really did extra lore research. The reason that Jasper is evil is because when he and Hendrik were training as knights in their youth, Jasper got Hendrik into trouble. But Jasper ran away, so Hendrik got blamed for Jasper's mischief. And so then at the knighthood ceremony, Jasper had to shake Hendrik's hand, and Hendrik, rightfully upset, snubbed him. And so Jasper just decided to ally himself with the spirit of all evil and darkness in the world. Men will do anything but go to therapy.
All right, so this is the last fight we're talking about. It's about 3 turns. There's going to be a couple cutscenes, and time will be when the save dialogue pops out.
3 turns?
Yep. It's only a 3-turn fight.
Because all we're doing is letting Jasper wipe us out.
Yep. All right, so it's coming. Real quick here, and time.
GG. That's a 152?
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Wow.
Not a bad run, man. The spider was a little bit angsty.
But you got it in 1.
Yeah, we got it.
That's
So,
great.
but yeah, that's the run. I hope y'all enjoyed Dragon Quest XI. Huge thanks to Kara for being my commentator, and it was awesome hanging out with Klinkit as well. And thanks to all the donors as well.
Yeah, thank you for getting us to that karaoke incentive. I'm so happy.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
I'm genuinely filled with joy and nothing else. I have not eaten in hours. Jerikandra, where can people find you?
Oh yeah, so I'm Jerikandra on Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, all kinds of places. But yeah, I stream regularly. I run 9 games, so come hang out.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Klinkit. The forces of darkness have won. That's where this category ends.
Yeah, I think we're going to take a quick break as we get set up for the incentive, and then we'll be back with some awesome karaoke.
Don't touch that dial, folks.
Yeah.
For the young people out there, televisions used to have dials. Televisions are what computers used to be.
Now we're just in a simulation.